Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the portfolio. Welcome back to the channel. As always, want to thank everyone for tuning into the channel, all the subscribers, all the viewers out there showing the channel so much support. Immensely appreciate that. For today's video, I thought I'd jump into the portfolio to do an update. There's been quite a bit of movement upward in the portfolio value, briefly getting back up over 700,000, which is great news for the portfolio, as well as going through some of the holdings and then describing some of the things I could have done better with regards to stocks that had some gains and then pulled back. I want to go through some of the limit orders with regards to selling off a stock, locking in some gains, and then if it does drop, getting back in the stock on the dip. So I'd like to talk about both of those today. First, let's take a look at the portfolio. As you can see here, now trading up around $696,000. Again, detailing it here, getting briefly above 700,000, back up to 702 at one point. So very, very good performance. And over the past week of trading, you can see the volatility here. At one point getting under 600,000, down to 598, 599. Again, before rebounding here, up over 700,000, currently 696.20. It's moving here a bit in after hours trading, but very strong performance. And a lot of that has to do with Tesla. Let's go through the options here very quickly. These are this week's options. Currently, you can see here contracts with CGC, Canopy Growth, Tesla, TSLA, Boeing. 5 contracts. Total premium is $24.56. I'll detail that at the end of the week when these are either executed or they simply resolve. There are a few here that I think will execute. That Tesla 645 call definitely will, and maybe that Tesla 705. We'll kind of see what happens with Tesla at the end of the week. And I hope Boeing and CGC do not meet their call prices. But if they do, that's okay. I'll have some very nice swing trades with both of those. But definitely want to hold those for the longer term. I do like those stocks. Let's briefly go down to Tesla. This is definitely the stock that has been driving the portfolio here, both up and down in those prior graphs. You can see here currently 666.98. At one point today, getting up over 700, 711, 720 or so at the start of trading today. And over the 1 week of trading here, you can see, again, those big dips here down into the 540, 550 range a couple different times, 560, 570, before rebounding very nicely over the last couple days here. Back up over 700 and then trending back here a little bit down to 666.98 currently. You can see I have a very large position currently. 335 shares, 223,438. Those are all from executed put contracts. Essentially, I put contracts in. Now it's required to buy the stock at 3 different price points. And each of those price points here, you can see I did call contracts to sell the stock back off. 645, 705, and 795. And again, I'll detail those at the end of the week. But this week, 5 call contracts for $24.56 in premium. But let's take a look at some of the errors that I did make on the portfolio. One of those was with CGC, Canopy Growth. If you guys remember, just recently here, there was a very nice uptrend in the price of the stock. It briefly got above $52, and I was going to do a call contract to sell it off. Unfortunately, it did not get up to my price for the call contract. Did it too aggressive, or not aggressive enough, I should say, call contract. And you can see the stock has essentially trended down quite considerably here, $32 and up over $52. If I try to do trade right now to sell this stock off, since I do have a pending contract, you can see that there are no sellable shares. Essentially, all of the shares on the portfolio are locked up into a call contract, so I can't do any selling on this stock. But let's take a look at a different stock here to kind of go through some of the sell orders and what I should have done. Again, going back to the stock, I should have locked in some of the profits. So it got up to $52. What I should have done is put an order in, so if it dropped below a certain price, it would sell off the stock at that price, so I could lock in the profits. And as it trended down here, I could buy the stock back at a lower price point. Did not do that because the shares were locked up into a call contract that did not execute. And unfortunately, as it started trending down, I could not catch it in time. And I essentially lost quite a big swing trade there, a potential swing trade, just because I wasn't putting the orders in correctly. But let's go to a different stock here. Let's go up to Ford Motor Company. That's another very large holding in the portfolio. The largest holding in the portfolio for some time. Boeing has eclipsed that, or it's about the same price actually at this point with regards to market value. You can see here 3 months, Ford has been doing quite nicely here, up 38.45% over the last 1 year of trading, up 105 0.91%. And over the past 5 years here, you can see it's still down, but again, a very nice uptick in the price of the stock. I did put in more capital here, or at least allocated capital to Ford here, bought more shares recently with the price of the stock. But let's go ahead and kind of detail what I should have done for a trade here. So for example, let's say the stock got up to this price point here, $13, and I wanted to sell off if it gets anywhere around $12. So what I can do, you can go trade, sell, and if you go up to the top right of the screen here, you can see that there are some conditional orders. So market orders up on top, you'd simply sell the stock off. Whatever that market price is, you would sell it off. And that's not always updated in the application here. So the price of the stock might say, for example, 50, but it could have trended down in the last few seconds to 45, and you'd sell it off at 45. A better way to do that would be a limit order. You could put in the minimum price that you would pay. So if you wanted to sell it off at 50, put in 50, you would never sell it off for less than that. But there are some more sophisticated orders here as well. A stop order, as you can see here, if Ford falls to a fixed stop price, it will trigger a market sell. And here's a very nice graphic of what they're talking about here. So you can see the price of the stock kind of going up and down here. You have a stop price. So once the stock hits that stop price, there will be a market order. So in that prior example with CGC, when that stock price started trending down, but trended down to, let's say, $45 from 52, it would immediately sell off the stock. And if the stock kept dropping, that's fine. They don't have an opportunity to buy the stock back at a later date for a much lower price. So making a nice swing trade and then getting back into the stock on the dip. You can also do other more complex orders, a stop limit order. So much like the last order, when it hits a particular price point trending down, it triggers the order. But this one here, it won't buy until it starts trending up again. So you'd stop the price going down, and then when it starts rebounding, you'd sell off the stock. And we can kind of go through in a different video why you'd want to do an order like that. Or you can do a trailing stop order here as well, a little bit more sophisticated. Essentially, you're following the price of the stock, the peaks. If it starts trending down at a set interval here, it simply does the stop order as well. It triggers a price, so you lock in that profit. If it continues trending down, that's okay. You'll simply be able to get into the stock at a later point, at a better price point, and make a positive swing trade. So those are some of the things that I should have done on that prior stock. CGC did not do that. Unfortunately, you missed quite a bit of movement in the price of that stock. Again, let's go back to CGC here. And again, currently trading at $32. But again, I could have had a very nice swing trade, a much better swing trade if I would have sold off around $40 to $50. Again, I did not anticipate this very large pullback here. But again, if I would have done the orders more correctly, put in a limit stop order, for example, I could have sold this off at $40, $42, $45, whatever that price may be. It's trended on to 32. I could jump back into the stock at this point, either doing a put contract or simply buying the shares and putting them back in the portfolio and then doing call sells for earning a little bit of extra premium while I have these sit in the portfolio. But just wanted to quickly go through the portfolio here. Again, portfolio has rebounded quite nicely today. Let's go back up to the top. Currently sitting around $696,000. A little bit of movement here in after hours trading. Overall, $14,699 today, $14,700, and after hours a little bit more as well, $550. And again, most of this being driven by Tesla. I'm not really comfortable holding the amount of Tesla that I have. Again, if we take a look at the contracts here and going down to Tesla, I have quite a large holding right now. This is a very volatile stock. Where there's risk, there is reward, but I'm not quite sure I'm happy holding $223,000 worth of Tesla, 335 shares. If there are some good price points I can get out of the stock, I will do that. Again, I have contracts at 645, 705, and 795. At 645 may execute. The 705 may or may not, depending on what happens later in the week for Tesla. And at 795 definitely will not. But again, earning a little bit of premium while I hope this starts trending back up here. And again, if I sell this off, no problem. Again, I'm not very comfortable holding 223,335 shares of Tesla. If I can get that down to about 100, 150 or so, I think that's okay. But again, just wanted to go through the portfolio here, going through the price action of Tesla, how the portfolio is doing, as well as using some of the more sophisticated sell orders in which you can lock in a profit, and then if the stock trends down, getting back into the stock and doing a nice swing trade, and then essentially repeating that process moving forward. So again, let me know what you guys are doing with your portfolios. Are you having some success like I am? Are you getting into some risky positions? Maybe GameStop, GME, that definitely has had a lot of price movement recently. And not to make the video too long, I'll kind of end it here. Again, if you guys enjoy the content on the channel, if you guys enjoy the video series, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. If you are new, if there's questions you have on my portfolio, investing in general, please let me know in the comment threads down below, and I'll do my best to get out a video for you guys. Let me know if you liked my last video with regards to the discussion on taxes. I switched up the style of the video a little bit, tried to put some more graphics in. Let me know if you guys like that. That took quite a bit of work to do that. If you guys like those videos as well, let me know, and I'll try to put out some more content in that style as well. But again, not to make the video too long, I'll kind of end it here. See you guys tomorrow.